So, sorry, basketball and hockey fans, but we are done here. We are moving on to football, and we are moving on to baseball. So, first and foremost, YDST would like to send a huge shout-out and happy career to the former Cowboys and Broncos defensive end, DeMarcus Ware. Ware finished his career 8th all-time in sacks, and will most certainly be a Hall of Famer, whichever ballot he falls under. Ware announced his retirement via Twitter with a couple of pictures of him in his 2 uniforms. He did mention how he did have a passion to compete, but his health.
Yeah.
And that's something that we do see.
He's another one that I feel like has just only been around so recently, and unfortunately we have to see him retire.
I mean, how many seasons? 11? 12?
Yeah.
I think he said 12, so I mean, yeah.
I guess maybe time's just flying for us. Getting a little older.
You know what?
Here,
We're getting older, and so, like, when our sports memory started is... Yeah, so
Right.
It does feel like that. Yeah.
We're seeing guys start and end their careers now in our life.
Another guy retiring, but not nearly as well known, is Dolphins and Browns tight end Jordan Cameron. At 28 years old, Cameron said he suffered too many concussions, and he doesn't want to risk it anymore. He says when he plays, he thinks about it too often. He plays timid, and we all know that that's not the way you can play any sport when you're consistently worried about an injury. So we will be saying happy bygones to him. The Washington Redskins fired their general manager, Scott McCloughan. After just 2 seasons, it seemed apparent and awkward after he was not part of scouting at the Combine or any free agency meetings at the building in D.C. And in more drama, Kirk Cousins is expected to sign the franchise tag placed on him, but he did go to Dan Snyder and request a trade. ESPN's Adam Schefter reported that the team was looking to bring in NFL Network analyst Mike Mayock, but Mayock said that there has not been any formal contact between him and the team.
What a mess over there.
Oh, my God. It's literally like you thought the Browns were bad a year ago with the Jimmy Haslam, almost him getting arrested thing, and Reggie McKenzie or Reggie something or other. I forget because he was so unnoteworthy.
Right.
And the Browns actually are on top of it.
Yeah.
And it's like, could the Redskins really be like a 1-in-15 team? Like,
Jeez, I mean, you'd like to think not with at least they have Cousins as QB, and now they just re-signed Pryor, or they signed Pryor, I believe. So
yes, they did.
They'll be okay, but still, it's just it seems like a force of drama around them at all times. And I mean, as an NFC East fan, I can't say that I mind. I like having them.
Honestly, I could
division,
I really like if I have no stock, personal, physical, or mental stock in the Redskins.
You're just there for the laugh.
I am here for the ride. Yeah, and that ride right now is like, damn, you were doing Kirk Cousins dirty by not signing him long term.
Yeah. And
not making a real effort to retain Pierre Garçon or Deshaun Jackson, because those guys don't want to sign 1-year deals. And you know that he's going to be gone to San Francisco after this season. It's almost like a surefire.
Right.
Brian Hoyer is like Mike Glennon poor.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just what you call a bridge starter. It's when you have bigger things coming up in the world, but you need to put a quality product on the field. So Brian Hoyer and Mike Glennon are those quarterbacks. And let's blast through these last ones before Tyler takes us into releases and trades. The LA Rams put the tag on cornerback Tremaine Johnson to keep him around, and the team has since then put him on the trading block. The Rams are looking to get a first-round pick in this year's draft since they do not have one currently. But high-money DBs are not going to find work as easily with such a deep draft class of essentially every position, but specifically when we're talking about Tremaine Johnson, defensive backs. And as if the Green Bay Packers defense had any room for more problems, they let Julius Peppers go. He signs with the Carolina Panthers, and defensive tackle LaTroy Guion will be suspended for the first 4 games of the season after violating the league's PED, performance-enhancing drugs policy. And he was also banned 4 games for the personal conduct policy, if I'm not mistaken, or substance abuse, I would actually have to say. Substance abuse. So there we go. The Packers making real big moves. And speaking of drugs, the NFL is finding itself in hot water as a lawsuit has been filed on behalf of over 1,800 players in Northern California involving the use of painkillers. The lawsuit has been taken against the league for what they're saying, the lawsuit has been taken against often not being told what drugs players have been given or injected with. And they've also had those players go get prescriptions from pharmacies not authorized by the league. Athletic trainers, were apparently in charge of distributing painkillers, which if you know anything about an athletic trainer, they did not go to school for pharmaceuticals.
Right.
So you got trainers, essentially like how we have high school trainers. Imagine them being able to give students
unprescribed painkillers, pretty much.
well, prescribed, but it wasn't like the doctor was doing it.
Right.
It's the same way the doctor gives your mom the painkillers to give to you.
Right.
But it's someone who's getting paid to keep you on the field, not like mom. You know what I mean? So it's like the NFL just getting out of this concussion lawsuit. Mm-hmm. Those are sirens. Remember, this is Young and Dominant Sports Talk coming to you live from Broad and Girard, a pretty real corner. You can pick up a Lucy at any time in the day.
Nicest corner in the city.
And every doctor who was deposed, who I don't know if this word deposed, but gave a testimony in a deposition, said that they violated at least one federal law or regulation. Stay woke. Literally every single doctor who was a part of this.
Yeah.
The one was the Steelers doctor, and that's when he said he had given it to his trainers to, and pretty much that's just like the lady on the airplane ride, the stewardess, with a carton of orange juice and milk is like, what would you like? And he's just walking around with a cart of drugs. Pretty much how that went down.